Hey guys, I'm Evan Ferguson with the Kunes marketing team. Welcome to another episode of Kunes Car Convos. Today I will be driving around Amy Cornamone, principal of Mount Zion Christian School, in a 2023 Ford Bronco. I am here with Amy Cornamone, principal of Mount Zion Christian School. How's it going, Amy?
Good. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, good to have you today. So start off, tell us a little about yourself, where you're from, your background and everything, and I guess how you became the principal.
Yeah, so I have been at Mount Zion since I was 10, and thinking back through it was kind of crazy, but Mount Zion to me is home. It's my family. My parents have been serving there in different capacities for a lot of years now. I met my husband there, got married there. 3 kids went through the school. My last one is left with me right now, so graduated them out and have 1 more to go. And just been serving at the school over the years of all my kids there.
Well, that's awesome. It's nice to see a school hiring people to be leaders of the school that actually have ties to the school, the church, and everything. Isn't just some random outside hire. I feel like it gives the person such as yourself a much stronger connection to the school and the students.
It's definitely something that's us. We're very family oriented, family connected.
Definitely. So other than simply just to educate, what would you say Mount Zion's missions and or goals are for their students?
Well, definitely education's important. For us, we have our mission statement is preparing for life, service, and eternity. And as important as all the education stuff is, to us, it's most important that our kids have a biblical foundation, biblical worldview, are fully grounded in who God has created each one of us to be, and just prepare our kids. We only go through 8th grade, so we know they go on educationally somewhere else. So our goal is just to completely prepare them to serve and to know that their Christian foundation is rock solid when they leave our doors.
Absolutely. That's an excellent mission to strive for. And so what would you say some of your favorite day-to-day moments are, like the everyday, being a principal, being an educator? What are some of the day-to-day highlights that stay with you the most?
Yeah, well, we never know what any day's gonna bring. Like, working with kids is always kind of volatile and varies all the time. We haven't had a full week of school yet this year. Winter has been crazy up here, so lots of snow days. Yesterday was an ice day.
Very rough start to 2024.
It's been a little bit nice, but we're like, okay, we got to get to it now and jump in. We're peak flu season right now, so kids are kind of gross sometimes, so we deal with all of that stuff. We had a day a couple years ago where we had to close school early because the toilets weren't flushing.
Ooh.
So I was gifted a plunger at the award ceremony at the end of the year. We had plumbing issues, and as the day went on, it got more and more emergent and said, we need to send all these kids home until this gets figured out. So that was a fun one just to jump in and figure out as we go. Favorite things, I love being in a small school and the kids all know me and I get hugs from kindergartners every morning. One kiddo runs in and just screams, Mrs. Q, every time he sees me, and doesn't matter how crabby or stressful other things are, that's just the best. So those kids, knowing they actually love you and they know we love them, so it comes back both ways. Joking with 7th and 8th graders, they're my favorite. Not everybody likes junior high. I love junior high. I speak sarcasm, so I like joking around and goofing with them, and it's good. The kids are definitely the highlight.
Yeah, I would definitely agree that the benefit, because obviously I went to a small private school as well. I actually went to Mount Zion for my first few years and then switched to a different school. But I think it's just awesome. The benefit of having a small school is having that special relationship with your teachers and everything. A lot of relationships that I still hold very dear myself with my former teachers. It's just nice to see the dynamic between younger kids and then when they're around like the 7th and 8th graders and like actually like having a little bit more fun, kind of slightly being themselves a little bit more, because they can be, like you said, sarcastic and funny. So
we see the fun, and we get to, or we've been working the last couple of years to pull the 7th and 8th graders in with the little kids. So they serve every morning and have a class that they go to every day, so they build those relationships across the school too.
That's awesome.
It's really cool. We have our first alumni families are back too, so that's like another highlight for me, is when kids who graduated from Mount Zion, we're almost 40 years the school being open. So now we've got those first families that have graduated themselves and now their kids are there. And that to me is huge, and you just keep the family connections rolling and people that know what they're investing in.
Now so regarding that, what would you say, because obviously like a lot of these people send their kids to Mount Zion because, you know, they went there and everything, but what do you think is the thing that keeps them sending them to the school that they went to, despite the fact that they went there so long ago?
Yeah.
You know, like what are some of the consistencies that they still see to this day that they experienced?
So Mr. Clement is a consistency.
Yeah, it is. He was there for a very long time.
First day, first teacher, first principal. So Mr. C is still working. He's part-time now. He does junior high Bible and a math group there, but that's just a joke. Mr. C is amazing, but he's still there. That's not why people are still sending their kids back to Mount Zion. I think it's the values, the family connection. Obviously and our kids are now getting a good education, and but just we're family, and you feel it. You can get as involved or as little involved as you want to, but you get more out of it when you fully become invested and grow together and pull in with your classmates and their families and the other parents. And it's a really great community of just doing life together and having support, and people with the same values that you have, teaching kids and supporting what you're doing at home while your kids are at school. And that if that's what you want, you don't have to sell it, because once the families are in, they feel it and they see it, and it just keeps people pulling in and coming back together.
Yeah, I honestly can't blame them. It sounds like there's not a lot of things better than just going somewhere every day or sending your kids somewhere every day that feels like home, like family and everything. You know, it's the same thing with, you know, like work and everything. The more that it feels like a family environment, the better and the easier it is to be in that environment for years to come.
Yeah. I think our world's missing it today, so people that are seeking it out and know they're looking for that, they recognize it when they see it.
Absolutely. So you took this position during COVID. How did you and your staff navigate those difficult times, and what would you say has changed with Mount Zion post-pandemic?
Yeah, so it was really hard. It's been 4 really long years. So our goal during COVID was just keep everything as normal as we could for the kids. They didn't need to face all kinds of consequences and stress on top of what was happening in our world anyways. We navigated with a lot of prayer, daily seeking God, just what do you want us to do? What should we be doing in this situation, And I really feel like God pulled us through it and grew us in huge ways. We went from 78 to 80 kids to 106 was our highest last year. We're at 102 this year. And it's been really rewarding and cool to see seeking God, relying on God for every decision, and Him just pulling us through it and leading us. We're tiny, so finding staff can sometimes be tricky, and God has really just pulled together an amazing crew of teachers and support staff that all support each other, that work together, that look out for each other and step in when things are going wrong or crazy, like the day-to-day stuff does when you've got 102 kids in this school.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, which you said is a big increase from how many Mount Zion has traditionally had, right?
Yeah, so I know they've varied over the years from like the 50s to 104, I think, was the highest before last year. So
Oh, wow.
they varied through there, and last year we beat a new record with 106. So
That's awesome.
it
Well,
was very fun.
nice. Well, shoot for 120
We're
next
aiming.
year.
We're aiming as high as whatever God brings us. To us, to me especially, like, it's not about the numbers. I really feel like God provides. He brings the students and the families to us, and our goal is to do the best job that we can do with every kid that we have.
It sounds like you are doing it. And you said sometimes it's difficult to find staff. Do you happen to have any openings that you'd like to advertise, or?
Not yet that I know of. We're just starting planning for next year. We've got enrollment forms going for current families. We open in February for new families. Waiting on teachers to get all their letters of intent and stuff back to me. So
Okay.
that all comes out quickly, and usually February, March is when I start my search. And for us, it's 95% word of mouth, just who
Yeah.
knows somebody that wants to work in a Christian school in Wisconsin, which isn't everybody. So
Yeah, surprisingly not. Surprisingly, not everybody's ready to tough it out through the winters, are they?
yeah. Bonus, you get snow days and ice days, but it's Wisconsin, so.
So speaking of a lot of like post-pandemic struggles and everything, with the prices of just about everything under the sun rising right now, how can Mount Zion help families that might struggle to afford a private school education?
Definitely. Our goal is to never turn away any family that wants Christian education for their kids. So we partner with the families. I work very closely with families, one-on-one conversations about what can you afford, what can you do, how can we spread this out or change things up so that you can afford sending your kids to Mount Zion if that's where you want them. We have been really blessed. We're supported by Mount Zion Church, and so they subsidize part of the cost of it every year, which is a huge help. The building and tuition funds not having to be too much higher than we try to keep them as low as we can. So, plus then we have a scholarship fund, and we partner with another business. It's my husband's company, and their mission has always been to support families in Christian education too. So we do a yearly rummage sale, and all of that money goes directly to our tuition assistance fund. And all the fundraisers we do, we take 10% and kind of tithe that into our tuition assistance fund too. So yearly, we give all of it away. And we just plan what we can to do what we can to help every family. So we won't turn anybody away just because of finances.
Well, that is a very heartwarming thing to hear, and that just goes to show, like you said, like the family environment. You know, Mount Zion is a family sticking together, and like you said, how you partner with your husband's business so that they can help assist with people that might need that financial assistance. And yeah, that's just a family at the school helping other families out. Like, it's exactly right.
Yep, it's a business. We have to pay our teachers, we have to pay the bills, but it's also a mission too. So how can we help? And we will do whatever we can. And God's provided in really cool ways for us over the last 40 years, but especially the last few years, I've seen it really big.
It really sounds like he is, and that's just incredible to hear. And I couldn't be happier for you and your school. What sort of lessons and values did you carry forward from your early years in private school that helped you succeed later in life that Mount Zion would also be able to help their students with?
Yeah, so small class sizes, lots of personal attention, extra tutoring, reminding kids just who they are in Christ. As it's the VeggieTales song, God made you special and he loves you very much. And it's such a simple message, but I think kids are searching for identity and value and worth, and the world's not teaching it, that it comes from God. And so we're able to teach that to our kids and just reiterate it day after day after day to them. And that to me is huge. I mean, it carries through long after they leave. I went to private school and then public school, so I kind of saw both worlds of it in my childhood. My siblings and then all 4 of my kids graduated from Mount Zion. And I've just seen that ability of adults to pour into them and the difference that makes. The small class sizes, the extra help, the sports are huge, and we're not always like the best, most amazing teams, but they learn, they play, hopefully they have fun while they're doing it, and there's life skills that come from all of that too. So our kids graduate, they go on to all different kinds of schools all over the area, from Bigfoot to Badger to Faith to Williams Bay, and they excel, they succeed, they're prepared. And I was thinking yesterday, kind of planning through, and I don't know of any doctors or lawyers of our kids that have graduated, but I can name a handful of pastors right off the bat. I can look at our graduates and see parents and families that are working through what this world throws at them and what life has to offer. And I think that's a success. I see our kids that are prepared and trained for life, and then whatever career or home life that God has for them. And they don't have to be like the top billionaires in the world, but they're successful and they're living lives for Jesus, which to me is the best advertising for our school and for what we're doing.
Absolutely, yeah. If there is one thing I've learned the past few years of my life, is that, you know, it doesn't actually matter, you know, if you go to college or even where you go to college. All that matters, you know, post graduation of high school and everything, is just that, you know, you're taking care of yourself, taking care of your family, if you have one, and just kind of, you know, building some sort of career and like establishment for yourself. And it sounds like you guys are doing just about everything you can to make sure your students have that ability to do that for themselves one day later in life, because, you know, it doesn't start in high school, it doesn't start in college, it starts at the young years, and, you know, building that confidence, that sense of identity and worth, like you said.
The foundation is laid in elementary school, and so chapels and worship and Bible classes, along with all the academics. And one thing that I've seen over the years, and I believe so strongly, is God equips those he calls. He doesn't call the equipped. And so for every kid, and we try to like hammer this multiple times a year, it doesn't matter if you're the fastest, strongest, smartest. God has a purpose for your life, and whatever that may be, if you rest in him and trust in him, he's going to open it up and show you, and just follow his path. And that's, part of our mission and bottom line goal is just show the kids every day the way we live, the way we interact as staff and adults with them, and just model it for them too.
Absolutely. So what do you think the future looks like for Mount Zion? Do you have any big changes or, you know, events coming up you want to talk about? I mean, obviously throughout the years, ever since I've been there, back in 2007, there've been a lot of changes in remodeling. So anything else like that coming up?
Yeah, so we're busting out of our building as it currently is. Our kindergarten, we had to max the class, and we've never had to do that before. Our 5th grade is another huge class. We've got multiple days of preschool. We're in the middle of a building project right now and trying to raise the money to finish the inside of it. And so that is slowly happening. I'm an impatient person, so I would love to see it going faster, but we're moving along in that one. So hopefully next year we'll be in that with our kind of an early childhood wing, kindergarten, preschool. We would love to bring back a daycare, because that's something that's so needed in this area especially. But right now we don't have the space. And then we do a yearly Blue Benefit. It used to be a golf outing, and we've kind of gotten away from the golf part. So we're doing this Blue Benefit fundraiser in June, just to support bottom line budget parts of the school and that bottom line needs, which all go into keeping tuition more affordable.
And what does that event look? You said it used to be a golf outing. What sort of activities or whatever?
Yeah, we did it as a golf outing for 12 years, and then last year we decided to cut out the golf and run it just as a dinner fundraiser benefit. So I believe it's at Evergreen again that first weekend in June, and it's dinner, conversation, good time together with our community, and all to support the school.
all the good stuff without the frustrations of a golf swing. Suddenly the idea of the fundraiser gets lost once you shank one into the woods.
Yeah, they come back too crabby at dinner time and exhausted. So we cut that part out. You can still golf if you want to during the day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a smart idea. To sort of wrap up this car convo, what would you like your final overall message to be to anyone who might be watching or listening to this? What would you like them to know about you and Mount Zion, whether it's the school, the church, the house, anything?
Yeah, so Mount Zion has so many different ministries, and it really covers that full picture of your life, of all the different aspects. So if you don't know about Mount Zion, definitely check it out. From Mount Zion House, we have a rehab house. The building project is right in the middle of that. We have Wednesday evening services, we have youth group, we have, I don't know what else is going on. There's always something in the building. It is always full of people. And then plus all the school stuff is there Monday through Friday, and sports at night and all of those things there. Final thoughts wise, I would say don't assume that Christian education or private education is just for people with a ton of money that can afford it. Our goal, like I had said, is just to never turn away a family. So there's options, there's tuition assistance available, and our mission really is just to partner with parents, teach the same things they're teaching their kids at home, and provide every opportunity that we can, if that's the way you want to go for educating your kids.
And how about, is there a website you would like to direct people to for any questions, comments, or if they want to inquire about anything?
The website's, it's mtzionschool.com, so Mount Zion School. And we have an Inquire Now button up on the top if you're interested in enrolling or anything like that. We're working right now on re-enrollment for next year, so current families have an opportunity for a week or two, and then we open it up. So if you're interested at all, I would love to give a tour. I think coming in and seeing the school, seeing the kids while they're there, seeing the teachers, and it gives such a different feel than anything online can give. So definitely come in, call, check it out, come for a tour. We'd love to show you what we're doing here and the prospects of the new building coming up shortly.
Well, that was all very well said, and we're back at the school now. So just want to thank you for your time. Thank you for partnering with us on this, and wish you all the best going forward for you and your school. And God bless you.
Thanks, Evan. Thanks for doing this. It was great.